This is the plaintiff, Helen Burnett. She says she hired the defendant to install a wrought iron gate in her driveway, and a week after he put it up, it began to fall apart. He didn't weld the fence together. He didn't use cement to anchor the posts, and the iron was so thin you could bend it with your bare hands. The louse refuses her calls. He refuses to redo the job, and she's suing him for the $950 she paid him. This is the defendant, John Broussard, Jr. He says he made the plaintiff a custom iron gate, which was 13 feet wide and 6 feet high, and he installed it with his friend. Now there are lots of kids in the neighborhood climbing on it and hanging on it, damaging it, and the plaintiff expects him to drop everything he's doing at a moment's notice to make repairs when the kids break it. Well, that's unrealistic of her, and he's now ignoring her. He's accused of being fenced in.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff hired the defendant to install an iron gate, and the guy screwed it up. But the defendant says the kids in the neighborhood probably screwed it up. It's the case of overwrought with the iron gate.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Helen Burnett.
Yes.
You are suing Mr. Broussard and his home improvement services company for $950 for a wrought iron gate that you created for her that you say is garbage. All right, talk to me and tell me what happened. First of all, have you ever hired him before?
I did.
Okay, and you have been happy on prior occasions?
Not really.
Well, then why'd you hire him again, sweetie?
Well, I wanted to give him a chance.
Either that or you were really happy with his work beforehand.
Well,
that's what would make sense.
Okay.
But in any event, so you hire him to put in a wrought iron gate, and the wrought iron gate you quote at $950?
Yeah, the gate was really more than that. I just gave her a deal.
Why?
Because I custom made it to fit her yard.
How did you let's see a picture of the wrought iron gate we're talking about. I'm just trying to figure out how on earth
Metal is expensive.
A wrought iron gate could cost only $950.
That's installation and constructing it.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm kind of in shock, because this is what we're talking about.
Yes.
And this goes how many feet?
13 feet, 6 feet high.
Was any portion of what I'm looking at already there?
Yeah, I only built the rolling gate.
So there's a track and then the gate and there's a mechanism?
No, it's no mechanism, no gate opener. It's just
So
by
you have
hand.
to open it with your hands?
Yes, manually.
Okay. So what was your first complaint? When he finished the job, you were happy. You thought everything was going to be fine. But then something went wrong the first time. How long after he left your property?
About a week or 2 weeks.
And what was it that went wrong?
One of those little
what do we call those? Spikes?
Pickets. Those are pickets.
One of the pickets fell off.
Okay, so I see this contractor showing that
it lifts up off the ground.
Yeah, that the screw it wasn't a concrete screw.
No.
Right. I see that. But what I want to see is the picket evidence. Okay, is that a loose picket or something, or what happened there?
That's a piece of the picket that came loose from the bottom.
Were these things anchored into the ground, or how did you do this?
They all been welded on.
What was the repair that you had to do?
She said that the picket was loose. It didn't fall off, it was loose.
Okay.
So I can understand that because I had told her, I explained to her, I said, that is kids here, and they're going to be...
Why does everybody always blame things on the kids with no evidence? Did you ever see a kid hanging on it?
When I got there...
That's what happens all the time. Everybody always says, well, the kids ruined it. Landlords say that.
I'm not blaming it on the kids.
You are, though. It's all throughout your answer to the complaint. Kids hang on it, just because they're
just saying
kids.
this apartment building is going to have kids, and kids, they see gates
then
and they
build it stronger.
I built it strong because I knew it was kids.
Okay, then some little kid is not... First of all, you have no evidence a kid is hanging on it.
No, I don't.
All right, so let's just stop with the kid blaming.
Leave the kids out.
So now, all right? I'm very popular with the kids.
Okay. Well, let's leave the kids out. No kids.
Listen.
Leave the kids alone.
So you saw that the picket was loose. What was it loose from? Didn't you weld it?
Yeah, it was welded.
So you had a bar on the bottom of the
Right.
gate. That's how you constructed it. And then each of these pickets were welded into the bar.
Yes,
So
I did.
how did it get loose? You didn't weld it very good.
Maybe I didn't weld it good, tight.
You didn't weld it very well.
I didn't weld it well. Okay. I didn't weld it very well.
Now, what is this picture of that I'm looking at with a strap here, ma'am?
Well, the tenant, they put that strap there to hold it together so they could close it.
What is she talking about? Hold on. What is she talking about?
So this guy is saying, the kids must have been hanging on it. That's why the fence fell apart within a couple of weeks. Buying that?
No way. Don't blame the kids.
Well, you didn't even see any kids. And by the way, if kids could bring down an iron fence, was that fence put up right?
No, that's bad quality materials, and it's up to the fence maker to do a better job of that.
What do you say, man?
Yeah, no, definitely shouldn't have fallen down within a couple of weeks.
Doesn't make any sense, especially an iron fence.
Nice.
I know. Going inside the courtroom.
The gate is secured by 2 posts. One post is in the ground, and I've cemented in the ground. And the only way it could be knocked down or tore up, somebody had to hit it with something heavy. See, it's one post. That outer post is cemented in the ground.
Are there 2 posts
It's 2
cemented
posts.
into the ground?
No, it's only one. The other one is bolted into concrete. One's bolted into concrete, one's in, because the other one was ground. So I had to put the other post in concrete. The other one's on is
Which
concrete.
post failed, according to you? Ma'am?
The one that's supposed to be cemented in the ground.
Okay, do you have a
And the
picture of
whole
that?
gate.
Which one is the picture of that?
He cemented on top of the ground. He didn't dig a hole and put the post in there.
So I'm looking at like kind of a little chunk of cement
On top.
on top of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you went particularly deep in putting this post in.
No.
But is that post, do you have any evidence that that post is failing?
No, I don't, because I wasn't there.
Do you have anything from another, okay, so you're getting complaints from the tenant, I understand that. Do you have anything from another gate company that says what it'll cost to repair?
Yes. You could just.
What is your business? You're a handyman?
Yes, I'm a handyman.
Okay, so you don't make gates.
No, I made several
Have you ever
gates.
made, you've made several
I made
gates?
several gates I have, and no
How many is
complaints.
several?
About 6, and I've never
Why
had a complaint.
wouldn't you bolt the track with a concrete bolt? That's like even I know that.
No, I did. I put
How did
concrete
it
bolts.
come loose so fast?
I'm telling her. She had a tenant, she told me, that didn't like her. It had to be hit from the inside. The gate
No,
had
no,
to be
no,
hit.
no, no, stop.
Okay, and it was
First of
knocked
all,
out.
you don't hit something from. Work with me here. Let's
Okay.
try to say something that makes sense.
All right.
There's a track on the ground. You
Right.
can't hit it from the inside. The track is on the ground and it's
Correct.
loose and lifting because the screw that bolts it to the ground isn't secure. I don't know how anything could happen. That's supposed to mean to withstand a car driving over it.
No, I didn't
So
put-
never mind kids hanging on the track.
Right, right.
Kids aren't going to hang on the track on the ground. There's no one else to blame. It's supposed to withstand a car driving over. So if that's loose, how is that on anybody but you?
No, I didn't put bolts in the track. I put concrete.
If you did, why is it loose?
They could have pulled it loose to show them my faulty work, to make me look bad.
But why would
'Cause
she
it
do
wasn't
if it
loose.
was
I went-
perfectly fine, she wouldn't need to make you look bad.
I went there and checked everything on the last call she gave me, and everything was fine. Wasn't nothing faulty. She could have probably took it loose just to make me look bad, you know. That's
People
all
don't
I'm telling
usually
you.
do that. They
You know.
want, if they're hard-earned money that they paid you to work out. They don't
Mm-hmm.
want to have to come to court and sue. She has a tenant calling her. You go back, and each time you go back, there is something wrong because it's too thin gauge, because it wasn't welded properly, because you didn't dig deep enough for the post and pour the cement inside rather than on top. And then you're telling me that the last time she called you, what was her complaint?
The last call, she called me, said that the gate fell on a tenant.
I think maybe this was beyond your expertise, that maybe you bit off more than you can chew.
I say the same thing.
And I think you know, because you knew you were hiring a handyman and not a gate company, because when you hire a gate company, the price is double what you paid, you know? Now, Mr. Broussard, having said that, you need to understand something. If you're gonna hold yourself out as someone who is capable of doing something like this, then you have to be able to do it successfully. She's at a point now where it's gonna get thrown away. The new company is gonna charge her double. She's not asking you to give her double, but she could. She could say, you know what? I'm supposed to have a working fence for $950, and now I got to go pay somebody $8. All she wants is her money back because what you did is going to get tossed. And I'm going to find in her favor and order you to return the $950 verdict for the plaintiff.
Stop taking advantage of senior citizens.
Well, the plaintiff prevails in this lawsuit. She just said something to you, Mr. Broussard, on your way out of the court. What'd she just say to you? Turn around this way, please.
She said I need to be a professional if I'm going to do some professional work. That's what she's telling me.
Judge thinks you should not be making gates if you're not a pro, you know?
Well, I just won't make a gate no more. I'll just stick to what I do best.
I think that's a good idea.
All right.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
You must sign some documents on your way out of the courtroom. All right, Miss Burnett, you're going to get your money back. You're smiling. Why?
Because I'm going to get my money back, and I trusted him. I put confidence in him.
Yeah.
And he said he could do the job, and then he just threw up some junk. And he even said, I have a senior citizen discount. I didn't get that.
All right. Well, you're in a good mood. Congratulations.
Well,
okay.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
You know, Doug, when you hire somebody, ask them how much experience they've had in precisely the area you're hiring them for. You know, in this case, the guy did not have a lot of experience with iron gates.